What's up everybody, it's United Weather here with another weather forecast video. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a low pressure system that's going to move across the United States this week, bringing severe weather anywhere from the northeast all the way to the northern plains, and what will eventually be responsible for kicking Hurricane Ernesto out to sea, which you will also be taking a look at later in the video. Before we do get started, as always, if you guys do enjoy these weather forecast videos and want to see more, remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. It does help motivate me to make more videos like this, so make sure to do that down below. Going ahead now and taking a look at the latest outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. As you can see, this is for today. We have a tiny marginal risk down here in South Carolina, and also a pretty big marginal risk out here. South Carolina, I think the biggest threat with you is going to be flooding. I don't know if the severe threat is going to be that big. Maybe some hail, maybe some strong winds in some storms, but definitely flooding is going to be the biggest issue for you today. You can see here we have no tornado threat at all. The main issue here is going to be wind, and we have a small chance of hail as well out here in the northern plains. Skipping ahead now, this is going to be Wednesday. As you can see, we do have a small slight risk here. That is again mainly going to be a wind and hail driven slight risk. We do have a 2% chance of a tornado. Obviously can't rule anything out, but I don't really expect it to be that big of an event or that big of a threat for this area here. So again, tiny slight risk here, pretty big marginal risk for Wednesday. Moving ahead to day 3. As you can see here, we do have a pretty big slight risk here by the Great Lakes. I do expect this to probably be upgraded to an enhanced risk by the time we get to tomorrow, or maybe even Thursday morning, right before the event happens. But again, I don't expect this to be a tornado-driven threat. I expect this to be wind. Probably a good amount of hail as well, so tornadoes are not going to be that big of an issue. However, you can't rule anything out with these storms. So again, you're in this slight risk and probably even this marginal risk on Thursday. Do expect some strong severe storms, some damaging wind, probably some large hail as well. Taking a look here at the GFS model, you have some showers over here in the northwestern United States. This is a part of a low pressure system that is going to bring severe weather to the northern plains and northeast later this week. If we move ahead here, this is going to be tomorrow morning. You can see it gets a little amplified here. You have a more defined area of showers here in the northern plains, stretching all the way down into Oklahoma, maybe even Texas. And moving ahead again, this is going to be Thursday now. This is going to be when our severe weather threat is. You can see Hurricane Ernesto down here in the Atlantic. You have your trough over here by the Great Lakes, and this is basically going to act as a boot and kick Ernesto out to sea. If you move forward a little bit more here, you can see Ernesto tries to curl back in, and there's your trough that kicks it out over the weekend and protects the northeast from getting hit by a looks to be pretty strong hurricane. Now going ahead and taking a look at the convective energy here according to the GFS model, this is on Thursday. This is probably the biggest day for our severe weather threat. I think Friday and Saturday will also have a little bit of a severe weather threat in the Ohio area in the northeast as well. But I don't think it will be as bad as Thursday. So Thursday is going to be the main event in terms of severe weather for this system. And as you can see, Thursday morning, not much going on. However, if we skip ahead here to Thursday afternoon, you can see we get these purple, maybe even pink colors starting up here in the northern plains. Moving ahead here, this is going to be Thursday night, 7 p.m. Thursday night. That is when the height of the severe weather threat is going to happen. I don't think there's going to be much in the way of tornadoes. I think it's more going to be supercells with hail, damaging winds. Those are going to be the two biggest threats. I'm not too concerned about tornadoes, but obviously you can't rule out a tornado in a supercell, so definitely keep that in mind. Now moving ahead here to Friday, you can see 1 p.m. on Friday, the energy has moved over the Great Lakes, all the way into Ohio, areas like that, and it continues to move east throughout Friday. 7 p.m. Friday, it looks to be a severe weather event. It's not nothing too damaging like Thursday, but definitely going to be some severe storms right in this area here Friday night. Then you move here, this is going to be Saturday. You can see it moves into the northeast and eventually moves off the coast and kicks Ernesto out to sea by Saturday night into Sunday. Going ahead and switching over to the European model here, you can see this is Thursday morning, same general idea. You have a pretty defined area of showers and thunderstorms here by the Great Lakes. That will continue to move east here throughout Thursday and into Friday. It looks a little bit earlier than what the GFS was showing. However, I'd lean towards the GFS's solution here, where Thursday night is going to be the best threat rather than Thursday morning. However, we'll have to see how that evolves over the next few days here. It is still 3 days away. And eventually, again, here on the European model, you can see Ernesto there in the right-hand side of your screen. Eventually kicks it out to sea, going into Nova Scotia, maybe even missing Nova Scotia as a whole this weekend. Now, going ahead and taking a look at the latest outlook from the National Hurricane Center for what is now Tropical Storm Ernesto. As you can see, everything seems to be on track or in order with the forecast that was shown yesterday. Going to be a tropical storm for a little bit here, probably until Wednesday before it strengthens into a hurricane. I expect it to be, personally, I expect it to be a major hurricane by the time it rounds Bermuda. So again, if you're in Bermuda, I'd start preparing now. Models have definitely honed in to you as the biggest target with this storm once it strengthens and starts to move north. East coast of the United States, you guys are in the clear. Again, I know it's a little far out still, but this trough looks to be pretty much set in stone, so I'm not expecting any threat to the East Coast. Nova Scotia, you guys definitely have to watch this. You could see a landfall there similar to Hurricane Fiona. If you guys remember that storm from the other year, I could see a similar scenario happening there for Nova Scotia. In terms of rainfall here, we are expecting 6 to 8 inches locally, 8 inches plus in Puerto Rico. Again, this storm is moving pretty fast, so I don't know if flooding is going to be that big of an issue. However, when you get those rain bands, sometimes it can start to pile up, especially if they start spinning around and, training on you like these rain bands typically do in these tropical systems. But other than that, most of the islands here could see 2 to 4, 1 to 2 inches. So again, not much in the way of rain. 6 to 8 inches for Puerto Rico, definitely going to be the most amount of rain we see out of this, not including Bermuda, which we will talk about in a later video as confidence increases in the storm's path. So with that being said, that is going to be pretty much it for today's video. We definitely have an active week of severe weather as well as tracking Hurricane Ernesto coming up in the next 3 days here, so definitely check back for updates. I will be trying to upload 1 video a day. I might skip a day or 2 depending on how active the weather is throughout the week, but definitely going to be uploading at least 2 or 3 more videos this week to keep you guys updated on the latest information. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe and peace out.